Hey everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. Today I've got a $25 budget emergency supply haul from the Dollar Tree. I'm taking the run into Dollar Tree this week and I did a $25 budget. They did not have much food in stock. It's been pretty sparing. The things that they do have in stock, not really things that I'm looking for my pantry. So I went with pretty much all emergency supplies, things that we can use and we definitely want to make sure we have plenty of in our pantry and our preps and things like that. This isn't really food stuff, but it's still, we keep our pantry stocked with all of our things so we know exactly where they are and what we have. So let's jump in and see what we got. So the first thing we grabbed were some styrofoam cups. I like to make sure we have plenty of these in the pantry. If the grid goes down, I definitely don't want to be washing tons and tons of dishes. And we want to make sure we have got plenty of paper plates, styrofoam cups, whatever it is that you like to use in an emergency situation. When you're trying to save on that water, these come in really handy so you don't have to do all those extra dishes. And God knows, I don't want to do any dishes I don't have to do. But in an emergency situation, these are for that specifically. I don't use them all the time because they are way too expensive. But I do want stuff that I can dispose of in those times that I don't have tons of extra water and want to conserve it. So making sure we've got those on hand is really important. I'm a huge coffee and tea drinker, so I must have it. And the next thing I grabbed were just some little snack plates. They have all different size plates depending on what you want. These are great for, you know, just a sandwich or just some chips, or if you're having nuts or raisins or whatever, just a little snack plate. These are perfect for that. And you can burn them. They make great fire starter also, which I like. These aren't the coated ones, but they have those as well. So making sure you get the ones that you like is important. The coated ones are definitely better if you've got something that's real saucy and wet. So, but these are great for snacks. We love them for that. And the next thing I grabbed, of course, is matches. You want to make sure you have plenty of fire starters. We like to keep ferro rod and striker. We like lighters, but matches, I like to keep a ton of matches on hand. The lighter's going to run out. The ferro rod and striker, those run out eventually as well. And they're a little bit more difficult to use. So I like to have these because they are simple, easy. As long as you keep them dry, they're not going to go bad. So I love matches. And I don't think you can have too many matches. And the next thing I grabbed was a pack of the waxed floss. We love to keep floss, obviously for oral hygiene, but this also doubles as a great outdoor thread. Tents, backpacks, jackets, boots, anything you had to stitch. This is going to hold up a lot longer than your standard thread because it's waxed. So we like to keep lots of extra of the floss on hand just for that purpose. So we've got that thicker, heavy duty thread that's going to last if it's an outdoor item, definitely. And then I also grabbed an extra pack of rope. Rope is wonderful for when you have to, you know, dry your clothes and put up a clothesline or something in the house, out back, bundle things together, put tarps up, anything. Rope is super handy. We keep tons of it in our pantry. We have a special tub for it and make sure we have plenty of rope all the time. And that way, whenever we need it, it's just there. We keep all different sizes. The next thing I grabbed was a big pack of zip ties. I love zip ties. They are so handy to bundle things together. If you had to tie someone up, you can. You know, you got to do what you got to do. These are super handy for that. They're not the strongest, so if you were going to use these on someone, you want to use more than one because they're going to snap. But they do work in many other situations. They are wonderful for fencing, for anything that breaks down that you got to hold it together for a little while. This is going to work to do the trick. I know when we had sheep and goats, we were always using these things because they are nuts and busting through fences everywhere. They're just crazy. You need super good fencing for those. And the next thing I grabbed was another one of their 4x6 tarps. I think this is a great deal for $1.25. They are wonderful to keep your generators covered over, to cover over any lawn equipment, anything like that. In emergency situations, you can cover windows, you can cover all sorts of stuff up. We love to keep these tarps, and you can tie numerous ones together where your zip ties come in super handy for that, right through the grommets, and you can make a big one if you have to and get it done. The next thing I grabbed was another one of these crock lighters. I really like these. They are refillable with the butane, and we love the refillable ones because it's a lot cheaper. Perfect for candles, the fireplace, anything like that. You don't want to get your hand too close to the flame. The longer ones that they carry no longer are refillable, so I don't think they're worth it in the long run. I'd rather have one that I can refill, because a can of butane is only a couple dollars and it will refill these lots and lots of times. So we really love that. The next thing I grabbed was salt, just of course sea salt. Having a bunch of different kinds of salt is super important. There are so many uses for salt. I don't even think I could list them all in a video. Salt is just so widely used for so many different things. I really like the coarser grains of the salt when I'm cleaning my cast iron pans and things like that, because it really is abrasive and gets right in there and gets anything stuck on off. So we love to keep a bunch of different salts, and I like the coarse ones as well as the fine. I usually use more of a fine grain to cook with, but these are great for all those other things. The next thing I grabbed is just an extra solar light. These solar lights are super handy. You can put them out on the thing during the day, get them all charged up. At nighttime, you have your light. It's nice and small, portable, lights up great. They fit inside a mason jar. They will sit on top, and a glass jar will help illuminate, make it a little bit brighter. So that is also another wonderful trick. You could throw it in a milk jug or anything like that, just to help illuminate it inside when you have the grid is down and you need to use these for your lighting. And I love these if you have little kids. You don't have to worry about them with a candle or a flame or anything like that. So if they drop it, no one's going to get hurt and the house isn't going to burn down. So we have to think about those things, especially if we have little ones around. The next thing I grabbed was the spray hydrogen peroxide. I absolutely love these because I cannot stand wasting stuff. When you buy the big bottle and it just has the flip top cap, you're pouring it, it's running all over the place, or you're pouring it in a rag and wasting all kinds of it on the rag, or cotton ball, whatever you use. But these are great. It's just a quick spritz. It goes right where you want it, and you're not wasting it. There's not tons that comes out. You can do 2 or 3 spurts if you need to, whatever it is you need to do. But I think it is helpful to stop wasting any extra of it, because everything is so expensive now. We really have to be careful with our money, and we like to use every drop of everything, because you know, you work hard just to get the few things that you can, and we want to make sure they count all the way through. The next thing I grabbed was just an extra elastic wrap, like an ace bandage type thing. It's got the little metal clips. I like the sticky ones, but our store did not have any of those, and I thought I better at least grab this one while they have it, to make sure that we have what we need. Just putting it in our emergency supplies, making sure our first aid containers are bursting full. We don't want an emergency to happen next week and we've used up all the stuff in our first aid kit. So making sure they are full and we have all of that stuff is so, so important. And the next thing I grabbed was just an LED headlamp. I love their headlamps. I think they are excellent for $1.25. They come with the batteries. They are super bright, and your hands are free when you need to get work done, and I really love that. The next thing I grabbed was just a little jarred candle. I love to get my candles there. They are super affordable, only $1.25. The jars are great because these are mason jars. We just clean these up when the wax is nice and hot. If you wipe it out with a paper towel, and you can get 99% of that wax out, that leftover stuff, and then wash it up with hot soapy water, and you have got yourself a little mason jar, and your regular mouth lids are going to fit on here, which is great. Anything you can reuse, repurpose after you're done with it, I think is a win, definitely. The next thing I grabbed was one of these Absorbine Plus patches. They just stick right on like a Band-Aid. You put them over any kind of pulled muscle. These work awesome. I love the thinness. They are excellent for your emergency bags. And we also keep a bunch in our first aid kits. Because, you know, the older you get, the easier it is to rip those muscles. I swear, oh my goodness. It's crazy. The next thing I grabbed was just a 1 pound bag of Epsom salt. Epsom salts are so wonderful for the garden, for healing your body, putting them in the tub, soaking your feet, all kinds of stuff. There's so many things. You can use it as a laxative. There's just so many different uses for it. We like to keep a lot of Epsom salt in the house to make sure we have plenty when we need it. The next thing I grabbed was just a Vaseline lip therapy. We make some of our own lip balms sometimes, but making sure you have plenty of those is super important. Chapsticks are wonderful for any kind of chapped skin, not just your lips. If you're out in the cold, it can help protect you from like wind and all sorts of stuff. So we like to keep plenty of chapsticks on hand, so we have that. There really are lots of uses for chapstick as well. It even works great if you have an all-natural one on the pads for your puppy's little feet when they get all messed up, or their nose. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. I wouldn't use anything that's got flavors or scents or anything like that on your dog, but just to be sure, you know, we want to be careful with our puppies. They can't handle as much craziness as we can sometimes, and they're not all that great for us, but we do like, you know, strange things. It's fun. And the next thing I grabbed was just a digital thermometer. I would love if they carried the regular thermometer so you don't have to worry about a battery, but these will get you through an emergency situation. It's good to have them on hand. They do come with a battery in them, so they are ready to go, and you need to have a thermometer. You want to make sure that you're staying on top of everyone's health. If someone gets sick, you want to make sure you can contain that fever if it gets to be too much. So making sure we have all those things in our first aid kit and it is bursting full is so important. The next thing I grabbed was just a bag of cotton balls. Cotton balls are good. Another one of those multi-purpose items. So many things. They're great to clean your face with. They're great to start a fire with. They're great for all sorts of stuff. You can really use them for tons and tons of different things. So I think they are great to have on hand. They do make an excellent fire starter. If you dip them in wax, they become waterproof fire starters, which is great. Just peel it apart a little bit when you're ready to light it, and those little fibers will pop right out. So, and you can use these to clean your candles when that wax is hot, and that turns them right into, it cleans the jar and gives you a waterproof fire starter. So I love that kind of stuff whenever I can do twofers. And the last thing I grabbed was a pack of baby wipes, and I do not have babies, but these are awesome in the car, in your emergency bags, anytime that you need to freshen up. These are great to have. Clean your hands up really quick so you can eat. Anything like that. We love keeping baby wipes all over the place. All of our emergency bags have them. We keep them in the car. We keep them all over the place because they are super handy and you're not wasting any water with them. So we absolutely love these. And that's it for our $25 budget stock up this week. I didn't do any food with this haul, but I did get a bunch of supplies that will definitely come in handy in different types of emergencies. So we have what we need when we need it. With everything going on, we really need to stay on top of this. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.